What y'all listening to?
Limelight Highlight Podcast.
Boom. And we live. Not really, but we're recording. And that's all that matters. So, today was the big block event. Piece of play.
Los Block. Huge. Massive.
Good turnout.
Incredible turnout.
I mean, honestly, it was my first block event.
Right.
My first official big block event.
Is it really?
I think so.
Nah, you were at the tailgate for like 20 minutes last year.
That counts.
No, I was there for a while. I was there till it got broken up by the police.
Nice. Good times.
Wow. Way to throw us under the bus there. That event lasted very long after that.
Yeah, very long.
It was a great time.
Well, for my first block event, my first official actual participating block event, I thought it was a pretty good turnout, especially since you were saying that it's not a...
Yeah, it was very good turnout. You know, we're new neighborhood, new... we only did one other event really in that general area, and that was months ago. So to get the amount of people out that we did was definitely good.
And just to make that amount of impact, too. A lot of people really went to our vendors' tables. We don't get that type of reception. So many people we bring out to events. People were really walking up to all these tables, going around talking to them. And I feel like everyone who came stayed for a while. Like when it was in Frankfurt, it was a lot of people, but a lot of people I feel like were in and out. But at this one, they were sticking around a little longer. It wasn't as many, but they actually, they stayed, got food. They went to table to table. I don't know if it was a setup, but it wasn't the park, so we did something like that.
That's definitely a big thing that we want to get going, too, because, they come to these events, and, they're going to have a good day, a good time. They're going to enjoy themselves. But the one thing to get to take away is, what these organizations offer, what these businesses offer. So that's, something they could take home and, build with moving forward.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting how many people, because once again, it's my first event, so I didn't know what to expect exactly. I seen the people.
Usually we have fireworks, like
breakdancing team.
Breakdancing team.
Oh.
We had a drum set actually at one point. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I was at Walmart, I think.
What was that?
You saw that? You were there for
that?
that?
Yeah, these guys came out.
Actually,
one was dressed up with like death, completely black on black.
Like a mask.
And he didn't
body mask. Like,
and it was like
really hot.
It was like a big drum. One of those like
Was I at Walmart when that happened?
Probably. It was really early.
The one in the white.
No idea who they were.
They were just.
Yeah, see, I think that was the impulse.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. They really have an impulse to just jump into things and to start performing because they left after that. I swear they came for one song.
Honestly, I thought they were with you guys.
Huh?
I thought they were. I walked away, came back, they were done. Because
you were like, "Oh, we're gonna have some entertainment,"
I wasn't
and these guys just showed up. It's like
sure.
that can't be. It's just too perfect.
It was 100% them. And Eva,
you were like suits.
You seen Eva there, right? From Mighty Writers.
She just have a baby like yesterday.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
She was asking me, she's like,
is for the block.
She was like, is the group coming? And I was like, I don't know. I think Keen was in touch with them, but turns out they were already there.
That's wild.
That worked out. Yeah, I seen. I forgot to get back to it. But thank them for coming out. That worked out.
But yeah, just people going. Those booths that were all hanging out. I didn't even know what some of those people were, and then like I don't know exactly what is it. Happening in your backyard.
Yeah, operation in my backyard.
In my backyard.
We found them only maybe 2 weeks before the event. My friend Internal Rhyme, he's a rapper. He actually lives out in Cali now. But he had just sent me just mention them in my DMs. I went to check out the page, and she told me that she's not really good with the Instagram stuff. So I forwarded her over to Facebook, which Tommy runs, and boom, she pops up at the event. So he took it from there.
Yeah, I talked to this woman, Nicole, from Operation in my backyard, and they're just regular people trying to fight the opioid epidemic that takes over not only, Kensington, but the country at this moment. So that was pretty big. It was pretty important that we get them out there for that event.
Right, they were cool. They jumped right to it. They brought a table, a bunch of people. I like them. I didn't get a chance to really go over there too much today, but they were a good group because they stayed. Took 4:30 too. They stayed for a while.
Yeah, they were there for a while.
Yeah, I went and gave one of them. I think the other two went to go do something, but whoever was left at the booth, I gave him my business card because I'd love to have a podcast with those people.
Right.
Because of I'm sure they'd have extensive background knowledge on the whole opioid epidemic and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But putting a pause on that, I know we just jumped into the podcast, and I know a lot of the listeners that have been around never really, not never really, but some of them who are maybe just joining now haven't heard of the Block Is Back. I know I always promote you guys and stuff
John,
like that.
They've heard of the Block Is Back.
I'm sure they do. But
they heard these voices. They were like, yes.
But just because it's the first time I'm actually having the president of the Block Is Back and the vice president of the Block Is Back together. Because I've had you guys separate.
Honcho going on here.
You know,
I like that.
I'd like to get both of y'all's kind of beginning story together, or at least points of views, because you know you can have separate points of views and how certain things.
You want to start?
Yeah. So.
Tuxedos.
So
however,
this is how it started to where it's at, or are we just going to the beginning stages?
I mean,
how we both came into this.
Look,
the
way it started,
and everything.
You know, Keem wasn't initially in it, but we had such great success with our first unofficial event that I wanted to take it to an organized thing that we do. Take it beyond feeding the less fortunate. So we want to do street cleanings, park cleanings. I had a lot of things on my mind, and when I brought Keem in, he thought it was just to be the entertainment guy, the MC for an event. He thought he was just somebody we were looking for marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
probably.
But I knew deeper down that I wanted him in for more of the organization, more of the behind the scenes work.
And it worked. Like once I started coming to meetings, he told me to come to a meeting. We used to go down. What's that pizzeria called?
Rose's Pizza.
Rose's Pizza.
Rest in peace. Closed.
Really?
100%. Very sad story.
My man. Really?
Yeah, he just to give a little background on Rose's Pizza. This man Mason, he would sell dollar slices, pretty good slices. They're only $1 anyway, so what do you get what you pay for. But I like them. Yeah, I like the pizza, and you would spend an extra $1, and he would give a slice of pizza to a homeless person or just somebody that was hungry.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was huge. He gave out over hundreds of thousands of slices of pizza. He just couldn't compete with the local market. So
yeah, it doesn't help that when you're giving away pizza too.
Right.
Yeah.
We found him on the Ellen show, and
really,
yeah, we seen him on Ellen.
Oh, nice.
And that kind of was like to get the ball rolling. He helped us a little bit in the early stages. Then boom, I come in, start meeting at Rose's, and we couldn't meet at Rose's no more because we were yelling too much and getting too out of order. I don't know.
Not only that, it was a freaking pain in the ass driving down the center city. It just wasn't realistic. Every Tuesday night.
One of my favorite sayings you guys call yourselves is degenerate do-gooders.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has ever come up with.
Oh yeah, we embrace it.
Yeah.
100%. Like we live it. We don't just embrace it. We live it, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
Nah,
we are who we are. We is who he is.
Definitely not a bad thing. My dad's like, well, I don't know why you call yourself degenerate do-gooders. You aren't degenerates. You're good people. And I'm just like, yeah.
Does your dad know you?
You don't know behind the scenes stuff. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Everyone, becomes their true selves at some point, and it could be a little intolerable to some. Yeah, to say the least, right?
But it's definitely a way to connect with the kids too. These kids aren't gonna come out and clean with us if we're you gotta sign in, you gotta clean up the right way, you gotta listen to this good music.
You guys are definitely unorthodox in the sense of the traditional person who comes out and
exactly. It's a sense of just being genuine. Like a lot of people, grow up thinking, real recognize real and whatnot like that. So like if you just see somebody not being uncomfortable when they approach you, not being a certain way, like we come and we'll talk to you like we already know you, and people relate to that. People appreciate that. So once we do that and do that for the whole event, start your day with one energy, finish the day with that same energy. Not to be cliche, but that's really how it is. People can kind of gravitate to us being not necessarily degenerates, but just people who got some spark to them. They're not just your everyday.
People like to, what's the word? Relate. People like to relate with other people, and when, like, not for nothing, when I first showed up and met you guys were so out there in the sense of like,
thought we were degenerates.
No, I didn't think you guys were degenerates, but I definitely had that feeling of you guys were super animated. Yeah. You were comfortable in the sense of not as comfortable as other people usually are, especially around people you don't know.
Oh, we don't give a damn.
Exactly.
And I think who you are, you could be.
And I think that's what's so attractive for lack of a better term, with this whole organization when people meet you guys, because it's like we're not trying to be you guys aren't trying to be
professionally unprofessional. That's what
exactly.
Yeah,
because we're not we're not out to impress anybody with our words. With the way we dress. A couple weeks ago we met this Congressman Boyle and we showed him a couple pictures of what we doing. That's the first thing he says. These guys are doers. Yeah. Get their information. Seriously. So we could have walked up to him with a freaking Speedo on. We show him the work we do. That's the work talks for itself.
Yeah,
it gets the work done, and that's what we do. Like, I think another thing that attracts people to us is the fact that whether the support comes enough, like he said, we don't really care what people think. The work's gonna get done, whether people are behind it or not. But the thing is, a lot of people do get behind it. That support takes it to the next level. Like, yeah, we can go out here and do a feeding, just off the strength of us, our manpower. But when other people get involved, it's like, wow, we just fed X amount of people, did it, and had a great time. You know what I mean? So the people gravitate to just that type of energy, knowing that, like, wow, they're dedicated to what they're doing.
And with how genuine you guys are with everything you guys do, there's usually you see people who are trying to promote stuff or kind of get you to get involved first. So there's an agenda behind it. And the agenda is usually to buy something or to sign up for something or to make you feel bad for not doing something that they want you to do.
Exactly.
And there's not an ounce of that, like, coming from you guys at all. I don't feel any of that guilt trip, nothing,
I appreciate that because I don't feel like you can always expect that from people. I always feel like we got to consider that, like, how people are going to receive what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But, like, overall, I think when it comes to how people perceive it, we want to keep it to that image that you're saying. I think that it comes across easily, right?
Yeah, today's event was probably the most you'll ever hear a message come out of our mouths, us, promoting a message. And still, we probably only promoted nonviolence 3 or 4 times. We'd rather, the actions speak for themselves. We're not going to go out and tell some kids, you're going to kill a penguin if you throw a bottle on the ground or something. It's just we'd rather show them a fun way to do good things. You know what I mean? So it's just, like I said, just continue to let the actions speak for themselves.
Yeah, it's like when you were saying, I heard you talking and you're kind of, going down the list of sponsors because obviously they deserve a shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
They're kind of the reason that everything gets put together as far as funds.
It's in the legal binding contract as well.
But it's one of those things where even you said it, like, whether they like it or not, you were like, listen, I know you guys probably don't care about these sponsors, but these are the reasons why.
Yeah, they're the ones that make it happen.
Gotta get the backstory. So just people could appreciate that more as well. It's like, oh, really? Like, so people don't consider these things. It's a lot of details that go into making a big project like Peace and Play Day come to life.
Yeah,
this is something we really work over for 2 months, 3 months, like, as a priority to make sure it happens and happens properly. So when it all comes together like this, it's like, there it is. This is a movie. We're watching the movie come to life from what we just created.
So just to backtrack a little bit from a couple years ago or how you guys started, when did you guys decide, or how exactly did you guys come up with, I'm going to do this year, we're going to do a part of Limelight Park Tour, Peace and Play?
Or the first year,
or your feed your block, or
first year. I mean,
Tommy had the whole plan. That can go on record. I made the names. He had the events. I made the names. This is the yin and yang.
Yeah, I remember the 4 blocks of 4 weeks. I would just see how much support we got from that first ever event, that unofficial event. We weren't an organization.
They had hoodies.
We weren't somebody to be supporting of. We took some of that money, got hoodies. Not gonna lie. But that made the brand. That made the brand. I would just be driving around. Bang, let's do this. 4 blocks, 4 weeks. I don't know where it came from. It just popped in my mind. That's the event in April.
That's when I came in.
Yeah, we can clean up 4 streets and throughout April and get the kids involved and
it worked from like the first year. Like we hit a banger with our first year event, and obviously
that's like your hallmark event. Like that's kind of what
I don't know. Is it?
Is it?
I see. In
my opinion,
it's what kicked us off. It's what
I think it's what people remember us the most.
It's what let us know if we were going to be serious or not. Because that first Saturday, 50 degrees, raining. You know, it just sucked out. It was